new one.
Yeah, I know. If I ever go one way, I'll probably get the...
Here's the RF.
And, I'm not even going to buy an amp. I'll just take the one out of my car. I got a 1.2 kilowatt, 40-year-old SS750 sitting in the back of that car. I don't even need that there. I'll just put the MFG 400 watt back in, and I'll take that 1.2 and drop it on the floor here. And all I need is about 400 or 500 watts in here. I think I'd be okay.
Yeah, well, like you said, you would probably just need a big power supply to handle amperage. Maybe a 50 amp.
I'm figuring something like 100 amp power supply and a manual antenna tuner. I just take my old Henry. I got a Henry SS250 in the trunk of that car, and that thing's like 40 years old. I don't know if you ever seen the SS750 Henry. It's built like a tank.
Well, what you could do, I heard guys do it, you use a car battery in the house there, and then have a charger hooked up to it.
With that thing, that'd be good enough.
We probably doubled. I've heard people, what they would do is you power it with a car battery and hook to a charger.
Oh, yeah. I've done that. I was one of those people. Yeah, I'm kind of cramped for room in here, this is the garage setup. But I'll try to figure something out.
Yeah, well, a car battery under the bench with a charger hooked to it.
Yeah, that'll probably do it, as long as I keep my key-ups nice and short. But, I mean, at 400 watts, I'd be okay with a car battery with no problem.
Yeah, well, what the purpose of the charger would be to keep the battery charged, and even while you're talking, it would be taking a lot of the load.
Yeah, I have an Astron 50 amp right here, and I've got a 20 amp, which I use for my VHF UHF. And I think if I was to run the Antron, I don't know how I would do it, but into the battery as a charger, or run a heavy-duty charger into the battery separately, so that it could remain charged and have that only for the amplifier, I think I'd be okay.
Yeah, no, don't use the power supply in the battery. You use a battery with a charger.
What do you say, Sal?
Maybe I stepped away for a moment. I don't know what's going on. Tell me about the track. I got bits and pieces. I had to take a walk down the hall, but I just got back.
Yeah, we're talking about what's going on with Gorbachev and...
Is that funny?
I'm just messing around. We're talking about having my mobile amplifier out here and setting it up to a car battery.
You mean for the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends how big the amp is, the solid state amp, but if you do have a trickle charger on it, I think if it's charging while you're using the amp, you might get that 60 cycle, like a hum in there. So, but as long as you got a volt meter to see when the battery drops down below, like maybe around the 11 volts, it's probably going to start sounding sour. But yeah, I don't know, I've done that in the past. And I've also ran on a battery charger. Depends how good your battery charger is, how the filtering is in the battery charger. If it's a really good battery charger, yeah, that'll work.
Worst case, you get a home, you just put a big capacitor across.
Yeah, you do that too.
I've done that in the past up north. I actually ran a radio straight from a charger, and I got the home, but I just put a big filter cap across it, and no more home.
Yeah.
I put a relay one time. Every time I keyed the radio up, the relay would shut the charger off. I was using a battery for an amplifier, and it would just shut the charger off for the time that you TX.
What type of battery charger solid state? Like, are we talking here on HF?
I'm talking about
should work. How many watts? How big is the amplifier?
The amplifier is 1,200 watts. It's a SS750.
Oh yeah, that should give you some nuts. Oh yeah.
Well, you put two batteries in parallel.
That's what I run in my Honda Accord with the 7100.
Yeah, well, you put two in parallel and you got twice the amperage. All right, I got to run down a hole through here. No, it's 8:30.
All right.
Focus.
Yeah, that should give you some nut power to get that thing hooked up there, George. That'll kick ass.
Yeah, I put that in the back of the trunk, and I got a 100 amp battery attached to that. And then I pulled out the other battery in the front, and I got a 100 amp battery there. And that's what I run inside the Honda, but I don't run it full out because the Tar Heel antenna I have is the Tar Heel HP. It can only take 500 watts. That's the top of the hill for that. Last year I burned that antenna right in half by accident. I gave it a 100-watt drive into the amp, and that antenna just melted and healed over.
It pulled over like an old soldier just melted and pulled. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that cost me $400 right around Christmas last year.
Oh wow, that wasn't too funny after all.
Yeah, I sent that back to Tar Heel, and that lady there, I forget her name, and she saw the antenna, she said, boy, you really smoked this one. And that was a $400 mistake.
Wow. Ouch. Well, now what kind of antenna was it? Like a screwdriver antenna?
Yeah, it was a Tar Heel. If you look it up, Tar Heel HP, Harry Papa. Tar Heel HP. It's the little Tar Heel HP. A regular Tar Heel will only take 200 watts. This one is the 500 watt. And anything above this, like the A440s or anything above that would take 2,000 watts. But I have a Honda Accord, so you don't want to have a huge monstrous antenna on it. The Tar Heel HP has it's about 5 foot off the lip mount of the trunk, so you got 5 more feet of antenna. Got a motor inside and a coil that runs up and down to whatever frequency you're on, so you don't even need an antenna tuner.
Yeah, the next thing I was going to ask you, what type of antenna tuner? If you did, you have an auto tuner or something, to get the ratio down, the SWRs. Make sure it was matching before you fired up,
Yeah, what you do is you use the radio with 10 watts, and you put your frequency in there, and then it has a switch, and you hit the switch to exactly where you have a 1-to-1, and then you can use the same 10 watts or 20 watts to drive the amplifier if you want, or you can just drive the radio up to 100 watts and leave the amplifier off, which is 90% of the time. I only use the radio. But when I'm on a long trip, and I'm talking to somebody, like I always drive from Maine to Florida, Florida to Maine, Denver, Colorado, to visit my family, Missouri, stuff like that. I just throw the amp on, so I'm in there.
Yeah.
You give it a 20 watt drive, you got about 500 watts, 400 watts, 4 to 450, somewhere in there, depending on what frequency you are. 20 watts is good enough, 20 watt drive.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do with this here. My radio drives my Alpha, the 91B. Yeah, I can put right now I'm on a very low power, like I'm driving my amp at like 5 watts. It gives me 800 out. If I put 20 watts in here, I get 1,500 out onto this amplifier. Thing's a beast. And it's got a pair of 800s in it. Beautiful amp, the 91 amp for the beat.
Yeah, I'd rather not take my amplifier out of the car. I do have another amplifier. I have that MFJ, that blah 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 500 MFJ, which is really garbage. But that's good enough for the car actually. It's only going to give you a peak 400 watts, so you'll probably be swinging around 300 on that thing. But you something simple, something that's not going to kill me. And I really, at this point right now, with all the things that's going on, I don't really have to pour more money into this, but something simple that is not going to kill me and is going to be like 600 to 800 watts. I'd be real happy with that.
I have the SB 1000. That's got a single 3500Z tube in it, and it'll do about the 700-800 watts. And it's comfortable, 600. That's a beautiful, good. That's the main power that you would need. That's the SB 1000 a heat kit, and I got an $800 price tag on it, and that would be one hell of a nice amp for somebody. Very clean, no scratches, nothing inside out, working good. Meters are all working. That's something you ought to probably invest in. It's wired for 220, and it's a working amp. And so like I said, this is the trader's net. I got a couple alphas for like $1,500, and they got you all the power that you need. There's also 220s, and they got 3 tubes in. And they go limit 60 watts will give you full 1,600 out with those 2 big alphas. They're not that big, but they're pretty. You should pull one up online and look at it. 78 and 76. Just for curiosity. That's something that would be a really keeper.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my pennies to the side. My birthday's coming up February 17th. I don't think I'm gonna give myself a gift that day, but I'm gonna put some money to the side. I'm already pushing for my next job, so I'm gonna have 2 jobs at the same time. And then right after that, I was telling you my little scheme. I have the medical massage people are coming in, so I'm going to need a POS so I can charge medical insurance companies. You make double the money doing medical massages rather than doing regular massages. So that's where it's at. And then comes the mobile massage stuff. So once I get all that done the right way, I should be making enough money to, put a little something to the side and get my station really rocking,
Mm-hmm.
And then it all changes, because I go back up to the north. And so I have to revamp it all. The medical massage, all that stuff will work up north. I just got to get it situated down here, get an LLC, blah, 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 this and that. I'll probably get a trust and then put the LLC under the trust. I don't know if you know any of that stuff or you know somebody that does it. But that's my plan. Get a trust and then put the LLC under the trust. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? NIC and all the rest of the garbage that you have to figure out. Once you figure that all out, you get it moving and all the working parts move, then I can be a little calmer. Right now, sometimes I sit at my job and I only get 2 massages in the whole day. And sometimes you back-to-back massages. But those that's what's killing me.
Wow. Yeah, if you caught my wife down on the radio, she'd probably give you some free advice. She's a paralegal and all that stuff. Me, I don't know too much. Most of the stuff I did know, I forgot. Or can't call it to mind quick enough anymore. What did you pay for that amp that you have in the mobile?
Wow, that amp I got in the mobile, I was in somebody's house many years ago. You're talking about the Henry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in someone's house years ago. I think their husband died. It was way out west in Pennsylvania. And they had cameras. They had some camera work that they wanted me to do. So, I didn't know her husband died. And so I did all the work and whatever. She started talking to me. And, it was like, I guess, I must have did like $500 of work or whatever. The lady fed me and everything, and she was going to pay me the $500. And I think I told her, she wanted to get rid of that thing, so So she was like giving it to me, and I was like, no. I'll tell you what, you keep the $500 and I'll take that. And she was like, she just wouldn't take no for an answer. So she gives me the amplifier, gives me the $500, and I find out she has like 15 wells, this lady, and after all this stuff took place. So basically, I got the amplifier for nothing.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, the problem with the amplifier was that it didn't have a remote. I don't know if you know the amplifier. If you know the amplifier, it didn't have a remote, so I had to use it by opening my trunk. First I had to first tune the antenna, and once I got it tuned, I had to go in the trunk and turn on the amplifier, and go back inside the car, close the trunk. It was a real pain in the neck, so I located. I don't know, I just started looking, and I found somebody who had a remote, but they didn't have it wired. And I had to get the right jacks, and then I got in touch with Henry. All the people that used to work on that stuff is no longer there. They don't work on it anymore. Then I found this guy in California that actually made the exact one I see. I sent him a whole bunch of pictures of it, the inside, everything, and he told me he was the man who made that. And my Henry amplifier is one of the first 10 Henry amplifiers. They got a number on the back. It was one of the first 10 that was made.
Wow.
And
So that's
if I show you pictures of this thing, it's boring. I mean, no nothing. I mean, it looks like it came out of the box. Anyway, I located the whole thingamajig and wired it all up, and I got the right harness from this guy. It wasn't me. I had to make it, and ever since then, it just works, it's a horse.
well, that definitely seems to be a keeper. We've had it for quite a while. And I like the Tar Heel products. They're made over in the Tar Heel over in is it North Carolina? They've been around for a long, long time. They go back years. I used to have this screwdriver antenna, the Tar Heel. I don't know what the model is. I can't remember. But man, that thing was nice. I used to hit that with 600-800 watts. I don't know if that's Skywalker or Mirage. I don't know. Do they make it with a solid state amp? And it was an HF amp.